In Step, Stevie Ray Vaughan and Double Trouble. I was cleaning out a van that had been used by a woman driver who I knew quite well. She had left a number of CDs, most of which were dancey partyish good time compilations. 80s pop and 90s dance hits like Mr. Vaughan and Rhythm is a Dancer. And a reggae collection. But amongst them was a Stevie Ray Vaughan album called In Step, which was the last studio album he recorded with his band Double Trouble. This was a surprise to me because in my crowd, Stevie Ray Vaughan was talked of in hushed tones as the great lost guitar hero whose illustrious career sadly ended in 1990 in a helicopter crash just as it was starting. I kept the Stevie Ray Vaughan and the reggae compilation, and when I got into playing electric guitar again, I watched a couple of Stevie Ray Vaughan documentaries, and I decided I had to give the CD a listen. I am not a great blues fan and certainly not a great blues player. I excuse my lack of proficiency with the line I once heard, "I could have been a great blues guitarist, but the doctor put me on Prozac." I had mistakenly thought that if he was as good as everybody said he was, his music would only appeal to aficionados. I was wrong. The album starts with a bang with a Jerry Lee Lewis type rocker, and I particularly enjoyed the piano which gets to play the first solo on the album. It then seems to cover every kind of blues-based music with a fast shuffle, a funky soul-y type number, a Hendrix Redhouse-ish slow blues, a 12-bar instrumental like a UK 60s blues boom, Chicken Shack, Fleetwood Mac, John Mayall Can't Fail blues, some Chuck Berry or not, you never can tell, some a bit like The King, BB that is, and something a bit jazzy. The second track is a rock song that would not have been out of place on a Bruce Springsteen album. And to give the album that 80s commercial sound, it seems to me that tricks were borrowed from those big rock albums like Born in the USA, notably the big snare that accentuates the offbeat, even when the band are not playing the offbeat. For me, this dated it and spoilt it, despite the excellence of the guitar and the other musicians, and I particularly enjoyed all the keyboards on this album. So that is Stevie Ray Vaughan and Double Trouble, In Step.